Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Patrick Poole, and welcome to my talk show. So, if you guys already know me, my name is Patrick Poole. I'm a general manager. I'm a student pilot. I live here in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. The reason why I'm doing these videos is because I really feel like I'm a person that brings influence. I've always been in leadership roles and leadership positions, and as I've gone through my life and experienced more things and enjoyed the things that I've enjoyed, I know for me personally, it would not be right if I just had all these experiences and don't give back or don't influence or don't help someone who needs the help or is trying to get to the level that I'm on or even surpass what I'm trying to do and take their life to 10x, 20x, 100x levels that they're trying to do. So, I've always wanted to be a mentor. I've always wanted to help out people in the community, and I feel like social media is the biggest influence right now. Ever since COVID and lockdowns, people have been going on Instagram, going on TikTok, going on Twitter, talking about their experiences and creating content. Well, I'm here to do the same thing, but I'm not like everyone else. I have my own opinion. I try to be unbiased on these as possible because I really just want to spread information and help people identify what they want to do, because that's what we're going to get into today. See, before I even talk about, setting goals and expectations and leadership and all these different things, you really got to start from the bottom. And the bottom, ladies and gentlemen, is you. For me, it's me. You see, when you go through life, as you follow your journey and your path of what you want to do or what you're trying to do, the number one thing that you have to do is you have to identify who are you? And we can go to the basics of gender, sex, race, nationality, and all that. But really, what it really comes down to is, what do you want to do? Why are you on this earth? What drives you every day? What is something that to where when you wake up in the morning, you're like, that's what I want to do? And that's a hard thing to find because there's so many things, and especially on social media, there's so many different influences and people telling you that you can do this. People telling you that if you're focused on wealth, you can go become a trader, you can do e-commerce, or you can become a copywriter, or you can do stocks, or you can do all these different options. But the thing is you don't know exactly what you want. If you're over here trying to do many different things at once, you're just kind of spread out. You can't be spread out in today's day and age, because that's what they want you. If you're spread out, you're not focused on what you want to do, and you're doing something for somebody else. That's okay. Like that's you can have a job, you can work, but if you're not enjoying what you want to do, then you're not living your life. You're just a robot. And that's the one thing I've realized. And like I said, this is my own opinion, unbiased. I'm not trying to shoot somebody down, but if you think about this, a robot is programmed to do certain things. I'm gonna go do this, I'm gonna do that. And a lot of times as humans, we sit there and we're just going through the motions, and we're just doing the same thing over and over and over again without having any pizzazz or tenacity or, man, I want to go do this today. I want to go do something interesting. I want to go do what I want to do. I feel like that's a forgotten aspect in the world. And at the same time, that's why a lot of people might not be unhappy. It's because they just don't know what to do. So, with that being said, I'm a person that wants to give back and show people what you can do. So really, I'm going to talk about a couple of things today that you can do personally to figure out what you want to do, to figure out something that lights your fire, to get yourself going, so that way eventually whatever you find, you're going to excel at it and you're going to run at it. So I think the first thing that you have to do is you have to figure out yourself. And that's the hardest thing, because trying to figure out yourself is hard, because there's many different things that you've been through in your past that might be trying to hold you back. So I think the first thing that you have to do to figure out yourself is you have to accept whatever you've been through, whatever you've gone through. You have to accept who you are as a person. That sounds like it's cut and dry. It might sound like some philanthropist, but that's the truth. I'm here to tell you the truth. Find out and accept whatever you've been through. Accept it, and that's the first key. Because I've been through that personally. I used to have a lot of anxiety. I used to be stressed out all the time. I'm like, man, Why am I like that? Well, I didn't accept what I went through, just as a child. Like, we all have a story. So you have to accept who you are, accept the position that where you're at, and keep going. The second thing is you need to find a group of friends or a group of people that can help elevate you to where you feel like you might want to go. They talk about your five best friends, or your top 5 friends that you talk to on a regular basis. That's going to be your net worth. Your network is your net worth. That's a real thing, and it's not going to go away because it's all about information. See, guys, everything is about information. What you know is what's going to help you propel you to where you want to go. Again, what you know is going to propel you into where you want to go. Again, it's all about you. It has to be about you. And that's the top 2. Again, just first of all, accepting who you are no matter what you've been through, because there's good in everything, and there's whatever you've been through, there's always a good. So focus on that good, accept who you are, and know that that's what makes you you. You're an individual. We are individuals. Everyone has a different story. Everyone has a different path. What you have to do is you have to put that as your tool and be like, man, I'm gonna go run with this. For me, it's grinding, hustling, and being a leader, and giving back to the community, and giving back to social media, giving back to YouTube, giving back to Instagram, TikTok. That's what I like to do, because I know where I'm going, but at the same time, I'm not gonna be a person that does big things without giving back, without giving that influence, because there are people out there that need this. There are people out there where they are one person, one video, 1 second away from changing their life. So accept who you are. Second thing is your network. Like I said, it's really important. If you're with a bunch of, I don't care what your situation is. Part of the reason why you might be in a situation that you are in today is because of who you hang around with. So if they get mad, so what? Again, it goes back to you. I got to make myself better. In order for me to get to where I want to go, I love you guys, but I got to go do what I need to do. Because if not, then I'm sitting here in the same spot with no growth. And growth is important. We're all here to grow. The third thing that is going to help people, getting to where you want to go, in my opinion, is work ethic. And I feel like work ethic is definitely a forgotten skill in today's society. And the reason why is because everything's been handed down. But even if things haven't been handed down to you, social media and technology is making it to where now your life is a lot easier, which is great. I mean, technology is, I'm using a freaking stand right now to record this video. Technology is excellent. It helps us improve and better our lives. But when things get too much is when you start to rely on technology, or you start to rely on other people or other things or other assets to get you to where you want to go, because again, they have a limit too. You see, if you're relying on those things, you're not helping yourself out, because if those things don't work, or if those things fail, then now you're in a position where you're just like, well, what do I do? Again, you don't have that self-control. You don't have that you to help progress yourself into where you're trying to go. Again, it's all about where we are trying to go. That's why this video is really about you. Because again, it's what are you, who are you, and where are you trying to go. So technology is number one. Technology is number one in terms of work ethic. That it's slowing us down, but that's just something that you gotta think about. The second thing when it comes to work ethic is just it's just your background. How did you grow up? I'm not trying to get too deep, but how were you raised? How did your parents teach you to do things? Did your parents teach you to work hard? Did your parents teach you to be lazy or procrastinate? Did you find it in you to work hard because you wanted to accomplish something, or did you want to sit back and procrastinate? Again, working hard is, they talk about work smarter and not harder, and that's true to an extent, but you have to put the work in order for the results to come. You can't just sit there and be like, oh, well, I'm gonna work smart, and then we're just gonna go by. And what happens? Nothing gets done, because yeah, you thought about it, you're smart, but you got to put in the action, put in the time and the ability. And for those of you who will be like, oh, well, Patrick, I don't know how to work smart. I don't know how to get started on that. I'm going to help you out. So, and this is something that I realized in the 4th grade, and that's why I'm trying to show you guys this. The first thing you got to do in order to work hard is you have to do a task. It can be simple. So if wherever you are, your task might be do the laundry. So if you got to do laundry, all right, get your clothes, pile them up, wash them, wait your time. After it's done washing, dry it, wait your time. After you finish drying them, take the clothes out the dryer. If you use the iron, iron them. If not, put them away. That's what you have to do, and complete that task. And don't get distracted on your task. That's the main thing. A lot of people, and this is just from what I've seen in society and how you might see people on a day-to-day basis. They get started with the task, but then a phone call happens, or a distraction happens, or they got to do this. Now you're off the task, and then when you try to come back to complete the task, you don't know where you left off. Now instead of getting something done in 30 minutes, you have to take an hour or 2 hours. Because you have to figure out how you got to get back to that task. So that's why when it comes to hard work and work ethic, start with the task. Start with the task and get it done. Don't procrastinate. If someone calls you, if you can make it happen, call them and then tell them, hey, I got to get back to what I got to do. Because hard work and completing tasks, like anything, it's muscle memory. It's all in your mind, which is what we're going to get to next. And that'll be our last thing. But when you're trying to complete a task, you have to focus on it without no interruption. Or if you do get sidetracked, be like, hey, I got to go back and complete it. Because if not, now you're building onto the allotted time that you have to require to complete that task. And think about it. More people nowadays procrastinate, and this will be a whole different video, but more people procrastinate on the time that they do, and then they're not getting it done. So, when you complete a task, do it once, because it's muscle memory. So complete one task. But here's the thing: in order for you to progress and working hard and get to results, you have to do these tasks over and over and over and over and over again, to where at a certain point now it becomes a grind. And I don't have the exact definition of grind, I didn't look it up, but in my opinion, a grind is when you do a certain task and you know that it's going to be done, and then you complete more tasks to keep getting things done. The grind is getting things done. That's what it is. It's getting things done. It's starting a task and knowing that I'm going to get it done in a certain time frame. And you have to get used to doing tasks over and over and over again. So, for example, your life. You have work. You have to go home and feed the kids if you have kids. You have to cook. You have to clean. If you have a side hustle, you gotta do a side hustle. I'm just naming 5 things right now. You gotta wake up in the morning. You gotta get ready. You gotta take a shower. You gotta do all these things. And another thing we'll talk about in a different video is simplifying things. But back to getting things done and being on that grind, you have to get them done. There's no excuses in the why you can't get that done. Because again, it's all about you. You have tasks. You have to get them done. You have to grind. You have to put forth effort to get things done. And this might sound like common sense, but and this will be for another video, I really feel like one of the first problems we have is just we try to take all these things we got and we're like, we got to get them all done. It's like you don't breathe, you don't relax. But one thing we'll talk about in another video is simplifying these tasks to where we can get that done. So, just to recap, we talked about finding who you are. We talked about getting your network right. We talked about grinding and figuring out your task. Once you figure out what you got to do. And the fourth one that we're going to talk about today is the mindset. The mindset. What? Well, we just have a brain, right? Yeah, we have a brain. But a lot of us don't use the brain to our full capacity. Your brain is the most powerful tool that you have, and it's one of the most powerful tools on this planet. I've listened to someone named Bob Proctor. You might not know who he is. He was an influencer, did a lot of books, and has his own institute, the Proctor Gallagher Institute. You can check that out. And one of the things that Bob Proctor said, that it's on a YouTube video if you want to go watch it. But one of the things that he said was, your thoughts are more powerful than a laser beam. And guys, lasers are the speed of light. Your thoughts are more potent, they're more powerful than a laser. And that might shock you, but it just really tells you that how powerful you really are. So your mindset is everything. So for example, a lot of people are like, oh, well, I gotta go to work today. Imagine this, guys. Imagine you're at your job and you're trying to figure, and you're like, I'm dreading my job. Do you know why you're dreading your job? It's because your mindset in the morning says, oh, well, I don't like my job. So now you're sitting here like, man, I gotta go to work today. Well, imagine you change that mindset. Imagine you change that mindset as that, hey, I get to go to work today. I'm happy and grateful that I get to go be a nurse, or go be a doctor, or go be a nurse practitioner, or go be a football player, or go be a financial analyst, or go be a marketing and sales consultant. All these different things. I get to go do those things today. That's a whole different mindset. You completely changed, because now you're operating in a position of gratitude, and you get rewarded for gratitude. When you're grateful for things, good things happen. If people, and here's the thing, people radiate off of other people. Guys, we are a human race. Everything is done because of us. We've built buildings because of people. We have a currency because of people. Everything is because of people. So if you're that positive light, if you have that mindset as if I'm going to go attack today, people radiate off of that. People want to be surrounded by positive people. If you think about it, guys, you have the friends that you do because y'all have something in common. Y'all vibrate off of the same, energy. And that's important, because if you're not vibrating, you're gonna repel. Think about it, guys. When you attract, there's something in common. When you repel, it's because it's like, no, like negative energy and positive energy, they're not gonna go together. Now you can think about a magnet, but and stuff like that, but positive people don't want to be surrounded by negative people. They're going to push them out. So if you change your mindset and how you approach something, that's another step to being comfortable with who you are, because we all want to be happy, right? We all want to do good things, right? We'll change your attitude and see what happens. Just saying. Change your attitude and see what happens. So I'm not going to keep you guys here any longer. First thing we talking about was accepting who you are, figuring out, after everything, what drives you every day, what motivates you, what interests you, and accepting that's who I am, that's who you are. That's the first thing. Second thing we talked about is mentorship and finding the network of people that's going to help you get to where you are. If you want to go be a doctor, you gotta be surrounded by doctors. If you want to go be a pilot, you have to be surrounded by someone that's already in that field. So go be around a person that's in that field. Build your network, build that top 5 that gets you your net worth. Third thing we talked about today was the grind and learning about completing tasks, because that's the main thing. The most successful people know that whenever there's a task, they're going to get it done, and if they're not going to get distracted by what a phone call or what someone else has to say. Fourth thing we talked about is the mindset. Again, your mind's the most powerful thing in existence. Your thoughts are more potent than a laser beam. That's how powerful you are. You have to harness that energy so that way you can go do something great. So that's just the first couple things I got today. Like I said, the title of this video is it's just figuring out who you are. Figuring out who you are, following those 4 steps, and get yourself ready for your next journey, or your next opportunity, or your next level. So with that being said, guys, my name is Patrick Poole again. It's great that you guys came and watched this video. If you guys are interested in how I'm doing side hustles and getting my wealth and income right, click the link below. I'll have everything in there. I also have a Telegram chat, which I'll post too. In that chat, you'll be with like-minded people. and just trying to better ourselves and find ways to win. So with that being said, thank you guys for watching this video. My name is Patrick Poole. I'm out, and I'll see y'all next time.